welcome to another episode of Fantasy Pylon. I'm your host today, Sean, alongside the Shadow Ninja Hunter. And to my right, we got Kradonk. Today we're going to be talking about the bust candidates for 2019. In our last episode, we talked about the breakout stars, so this is going to be a little bit more negative today. We're going to talk about the bust. So we each get a quarterback, we each get a running back, and we each get a wide receiver. So Hunter, do you want to start today with your quarterback bust?
Oh yeah. All right. This is probably a very unpopular opinion, but Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. In a later episode, you said he was washed up. Okay.
Yeah.
He's 30 years old. What do you not like about Russell Wilson this year?
I mean, there's nothing like statistically that I don't like about the. It's more of just I just cannot stand the team just due to just
Seahawks. So this is more of
just
a rivalry.
bias,
Right.
This just getting mad at
This is more a personal.
They beat
fear.
my Packers and they hurt my wide receivers in fantasy. So it's more of just like
Okay.
I just can't stand the team and the quarterback. So I mean, other than just just pure hatred for.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
But I mean, he is getting older. I don't think he's got the weapons that he did in previous years, like when they went to the Super Bowl. I just don't think they're gonna be at that caliber where he was as good, in my opinion. I just don't think he's gonna.
Yeah,
do that well.
I mean, DK Metcalf went in for surgery. I think he's going to be there. He might. I mean, DK and Tyler Lockett could be a nice duo.
They could. They absolutely could.
But they are run heavy, and he is getting older, so I don't think it stops him really from stopping running, but it definitely slows up his yards per season.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the rushing yards are big in fantasy football, and that's what made Russell Wilson not the best at, like Russell Wilson past year has been top 5 many times. So, but that will take away from his top 5 candidates. So I think Russell bust. I mean, I don't hate if you draft him late. If you want to wait on quarterbacks, draft Russell Wilson late. I don't hate that because
I wouldn't hate it either.
But yeah, I mean, don't pick him as like the Deshaun Watsons and that caliber. So okay. My quarterback bust is not Andrew Luck. It is Kyler Murray. This one's kind of vague, I got, but I saw in the preseason the other day. I know some people are ranking him 15 quarterback. A lot of people like him. A lot of people see great potential with the new coach, and you got David Johnson there, and he's got the wheels. But I just saw him, and I don't really like how he's playing. I don't really think he's very accurate. But, it's just preseason, so that's kind of cliche. So I don't know if I should really be noting that. But I don't think he should be ranked that high. I don't think you need to be drafting him at all. And I really don't see you having to stream him. I really think there's a lot better. And Cardinals' offense is not good as it is, But they got some target. I like Christian Kirk and Fitz, and I like David Johnson in the past attempt. So, I mean, there could be a little bit of shine there, but I don't think you need to go out of the way to draft this guy. I really think he can be on the waivers. If he really starts picking up steam, I think you could pick him up, stream him if you need to. But I just think there's a lot of other quarterback options. And to see him in some list getting ranked top 15, I think that just is a little too much. So that's my reasoning on Kyler Murray this year. So Kelly, your quarterback bust candidate.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Big Ben, okay.
After finishing as the number 3 quarterback last year, he loses his best target ever, Antonio Brown, which is 1,200 yards and 15 touchdowns of lost production. I also think the Steelers are go more run-heavy base this year. They drafted Benny Snell, and then James Conner's a beast, so he could definitely carry the load. I think, Juju's a good wide receiver, but after him, that team's got question marks at the wide receiver core. So I just don't see as big of a year from him as he had last year.
Do you think Switzler, is that his name, has a role in that offense at all?
No.
The slot receiver? Switzer?
Something like that.
No, that's the thing. I guess Antonio Brown had 35% of the targets last year. So that's something I'm big on Juju. But everyone else in that team, I don't really see anyone having.
Someone I could see is James Washington. He's been pretty good in preseason. He could probably be the wide receiver too, but
Okay, gotcha.
but he goes from Ant Brown and Juju to Juju and James Washington.
Yeah, so it's a big difference. Ant Brown's, been probably the top receiver the last 5 years. So
Yeah.
he's in that class.
That's a huge
so.
loss.
Yeah, So Big Ben, I could definitely see him, and he's getting older. I mean, I really don't like saying age or father time for any excuse when you have Tom Brady win Super Bowls, but
Dude's 42, just
yeah, but so like I don't even want to say age, but like it does take an effect, and he just lost. I mean, plus
doesn't help
losing.
when you lose weapons.
Yeah, when you lose weapons, it's hard, but he could make it work, but that's a good bust candidate, I believe. So Big Ben, and people are drafting him late. I just think in that scenario too, I think there's better options at the late. No one's gonna draft Big Ben early, and if you are, I mean, we were just in a draft the other day. Someone picked Winston early, and it's like, what the heck? But that kid was an idiot. But anyways, no one should go out of their way to pick Big Ben early, or at least like top 10 rounds. So if you're gonna pick him late, you might as well stream him instead off the waivers and just pick like a Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, even Cam Newton. I like, but those guys are much better than Big Ben. So I like that bust candidate. So Hunter, running back bust. Who do you have?
This might be another really bold one here, but Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, Le'Veon Bell. Well, everything from your mouth is bold, so.
Yeah,
but
all
right. So
well,
Le'Veon Bell, New York Jet.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's New York Jets. I just don't think they're
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I've seen a lot of.
on
They're
paper
saying.
they look, decent, but
Yeah, they're saying
it's
don't
all
hate on
about
the Jets this year.
execution.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to be that good. And then, he missed last year too, and he says he's going to be, just as good as he was in previous years,
Yeah.
but I mean, I'm not buying it at the moment.
I know Kelly's definitely on board a few there. I mean, he had him last year, so he probably doesn't want to even have a thought of Le'Veon Bell.
But I mean,
Personally, I think it's a really hard position. There's a lot of running backs this year that's like you could think of and really imagine like this could really work out, or early running backs. So it could really work out or really not. I think that's the David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Todd Gurley, scenario. And then you got Zeke and Melvin kind of holding out. So their draft, ADP changes. So that's what's really kind of confusing. Le'Veon Bell, we know how good he is.
Oh yeah,
But
fantastic.
I almost feel like I don't know. It's such a hard thing. He's such a great player, but we have no idea. He's probably played a couple preseason snaps, right?
Absolutely zero.
Zero.
Yeah, none.
Oh well. See,
That's what I'm not.
that's absolutely nuts to me. So we really don't. It's been a year off. He took a year out of his prime,
Yep.
and a brand new team. I
Hasn't
know
done any
he
snaps.
plans on getting. The coaches came out and said he's getting all the work. So he's gonna be the third down back. He's gonna be the first, and he's probably gonna be the goal line back. So, but it's
I'll
just
believe it when I see it.
such a hard. Yeah, it's just a start. I'm personally gonna stay away from him. Unless like the price is right, but like I don't think in our draft it's definitely not gonna be right. So
No.
I don't want to touch him. So I think it's a great bust candidate.
The only thing with Lev is I think he'll receive enough touches to stay relevant, but he won't be as efficient as he was on
In Pittsburgh,
Yeah, that is true. He'll get because in fantasy, like you want a guy who gets a lot of targets at the end of the day. A guy who gets targeted a lot usually is awesome to have. But yeah, I can understand that it's just not going to be as great as numbers, this year. So that sounds about right. I don't think he should be your RB1, but he might play out and be like a great RB2 this year. So we don't know. Well, it's something that's. I almost feel like if you got that pick and you're up on Lev or David Johnson or Joe Mixon or Nick Chubb or even Dalvin Cook, all in that, or even if you get an elite wide receiver, I think you should just take that wide receiver and be happy with it instead of playing your cards. And I mean, that's the thing in fantasy. You're playing risk and reward. You see what happens, and sometimes an injury just happens and you get screwed over. So when you play it safe. So, but yeah, Le'Veon Bell, I think that's a great bust candidate. For me, Sony Michel is my running back candidate. He's going in third round in drafts right now. Okay, I don't know his exact ADP, but I just feel like that's very high for a guy who has four possible four including him running backs in that backfield. I think I know when Rex Burkhead played last year, I know that took a great. I think it took half his targets, and touches. So Rex is back. James White, I think, still can have a nice passing role. So I really see Sony Michel as just that running back, And I also think Sony. I mean, the amount of injuries Sony has had since high school to now, and this is his second year. I just think that is insane. Especially last year, I think he had 3 injuries. He had the one preseason, one knee, and then he got the knee. I think he had a third knee at the end, but maybe not.
Boy.
But I know that Bears game he got hurt that knee, and then he had the shoulder one back in college. So I just think he's really injury prone, and I think there's better options at the 3rd round running back, and just let someone else draft Sony and be happy with it, and then find out that he's gonna get hurt or just lose touches the Rex Burkhead. So that's my candidate for running back. So Kelly, your running back candidate, bust.
Philip Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay. All right, this is gonna be heartbreaking for Hunter.
Ooh.
Hunter thinks he's gonna get 2,000 scrimmage yards.
I just feel like everything went right for him last year. You know, the top wide receiver goes down, they become run heavy. Royce Freeman missed him a good majority of the year. He's the lead back. And then, you know, the Broncos I feel like they have a cap on what they can do. They have a really solid defense, but their offense is, they're not very good.
Gosh,
Joe Flacco's leading the bunch now. Emmanuel Sanders does look good. He could be pretty good, but
he is coming off a torn ACL.
they are saying, too, Royce Freeman could have a jump in carries, and almost a 50-50 split there in
Okay.
Denver. So I just don't see him putting up the numbers he did last year.
I like that a lot. Plus, I mean, Royce Freeman was very. I mean, I know you don't like that, but Royce Freeman
Hurts to hear that.
was the new coach. I mean, he did say about the splits, and Royce Freeman was really a high. Like Michael Fabiano had Royce being the next Kareem Hunt, and I mean it blew up because this undrafted guy Philip Lindsay just comes in and becomes like one of the best.
hometown hero.
It becomes the waiver pickup, one of the best waiver pickups last year. So, it's going to be tough. People are getting him, late 3rd, early 4th right now.
Yeah.
So, it's tough to say, but it's really going to depends on his role in the offense. If Royce goes down, he can have a great year. But if that is true with the splits, it's gonna be tough. Or even just like if Royce is the goal line back, or 3rd down goal line, and Phillips the other guy, it's gonna be a split, and he's probably not gonna get a lot of touchdowns. So that could be a good bust candidate for 2019. So last one we got is wide receiver, right? We did go.
Yeah, wide receiver.
All right. So Hunter, what's your wide receiver candidate?
I got Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry. Okay. What makes you think that should be a killer offense, right? Or is he not part of the killers?
I don't know. I feel like Odell might just carry them. He's going to be. I mean, Jarvis I think will still get touched. I just think Odell is probably going to carry that and then have Nick Chubb in the backfield. I think those two are going to be the monsters in Cleveland.
Okay, yeah.
But don't get me wrong, I still think Landry's good. I just don't think he's going to be as good since Odell was there.
Yeah, there was a lot of hype last year when he joined the team. I believe his targets went from like 11.6 to around 6, 6 to 7. So, and that's just joining Cleveland. And now you got Odell Beckham. And I can honestly see it going either way with Odell and the whole team getting a bunch of touches and just like doing mediocre in fantasy, or Odell just carries a team, like you said, and just plays out, and then everyone else gets left behind. And Nick Chubb, and maybe the joke who's a decent tight end, but I don't hate the pick. I think it's a good bust candidate, and with Odell, it's either going to be, I feel like Odell carries some of the slack for Jarvis to get open, or it's really just Jarvis is going to fade away in that lineup. So do you agree with that bust? Do you think Jarvis is a good bust?
I could see it, but I could also see him thriving too.
Going the other way.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Because
hit or
if
miss.
Odell garners any double teams, that'll leave Jarvis one-on-one in the
That's
slot,
true.
and I feel like he could destroy there.
Now, do you think Callaway has a role at all? He's gonna be a slot guy, a speedster.
Isn't he suspended? I thought he
Well,
got some
yeah,
trouble. It's either him or Higgins. I can't remember which one.
I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't surprise me. He got suspended last year, so.
I think it was Callaway. He showed up to training camp out of shape, and then he got suspended for something. So he'll be gone a couple games.
Jesus. Well, that's Callaway just seems like a lot of trouble. But I mean, we got the main four. You got Chubb, and Kareem Hunt's not. I don't even worry about Kareem Hunt and the whole ordeal. But like, if he does play, that's another option for Jarvis to just get stuff taken away from him. So it's kind of scary for Jarvis. I think it's really Chubb and Odell's team. But if that, I mean, there's always going to be a security blanket. I almost feel like that's going to be Jarvis maybe. So
I think that's what will happen. But I don't think he's going to be.
I don't think he'll fly. Because when he first went the Browns,
but he could, you know.
Yeah,
but that's just how I feel.
Yeah. No, I got you.
I feel Odell is just going to
be a monster.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If Baker's throwing 27 touchdowns last year, let's say he throws roughly 35. Odell's catching, Odell could catch 12 to 15, let's say, if he has an insane year. You know, and someone else is going to have to catch that, though. And Jarvis, I don't know his touchdown numbers last year, but he could definitely, have a great Geronimo Allison pace here. So we'll see. We'll see about that, So my wide receiver bust candidate is Kenny Galladay. He's currently going middle of the fourth round right now. I like him. A lot of people last year, picked him up or drafted him a little later. He'd be that great. They're like, oh, this is the next Calvin Johnson. But I don't think that. But a great wide receiver one for Detroit. And Marvin Jones went down. I think that got him a lot of space. And Golden Tate was there, right? And then left the Eagles halfway through, right?
Trade, I think.
Trade. But when that everyone kept leaving, that was Galladay's team. Like that's who got the rock. And I just think now you got Marvin Jones returning. I think Marvin Jones is getting slept on, and I think if you're gonna pick a receiver from Detroit, you gotta pick Marvin Jones late and might as well get that. If they're gonna be about 50-50, like splitting the targets and reception and touchdowns. I just think Marvin Jones he's going a lot later in drafts. I think that's the way to go. And then the offense is also very, with the new offensive core there, they're going to be very run heavy. So a lot of people are thinking Matthew Stafford's, he had the lowest pass attempts last year of his career with 555 attempts. But I just think that number might even drop more if they become a real run heavy team. So that's why, you said in the last video, Kerryon Johnson, that's him and CJ Anderson could get a good workload, or even Kerryon if he becomes a workhorse. But I just think Kenny Galladay, that's my bust candidate, and I just don't see him. I think I don't hate you drafting him, but I don't like him getting drafted in that middle third, early fourth round. I just think you would get a lot better value, and might as well, if you're gonna pick a guy from Detroit wide receiver, I think you should pick Marvin Jones, which everyone's sleeping on or forgetting because of the injury. So that's my bust candidate. And Kelly, to end off, who's your wide receiver bust?
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
I don't think he'll be terrible, but I don't think he'll be great either. I think, he's been crying over a helmet all offseason and barely practicing. And he's got a new quarterback on a significantly worse team. So I just don't see him putting up the numbers that he has in years past.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That reminds me of the Le'Veon Bell situation. You got a great. They both were on the Steelers, so it reminds me a lot. But he's a great player. Great. He's still great at 30, 31 years old, and I just think that team is gonna suck the life out of him and honestly screw him over. And all the off-field scenarios right now, I don't like him. I don't know his ADP, but I know we got him projected around early third right now. So the first of the third round. So I think it's a good one. Antonio Brown, he's still a great receiver. I bet he'd be he could be the best wide receiver too. So you can't hate on him. And like you said, you don't hate him or love him, but a lot of off the field stuff with the helmet and. Petty, yeah, maybe just at mid-stage or midlife crisis with his football career. So that I don't hate it. If you get him later, if he keeps falling, everyone else feels this way. I think he's a great pick if he falls you in the 4th. But yeah, that's Antonio Brown is definitely risky. I think it's a great bust candidate. So that's our bust candidates for 2019, guys. If you don't like them, let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe. And thank you for watching Fantasy Pylon.